title here is video. It's the weekend. I hope you are well. So today I'm going to be talking about this week's event very quickly. So I'm going to talk about the Puppets Attic and whether or not it's worth buying. Probably not going to talk about this because I've talked about many videos before, but it'll be in the spreadsheet. Then if we go to Alchemist Workshop, which is the event for this week, the campaign for this week, effectively the prizes, I think most of you already know, these are probably some of the most premium pay-to-win artifacts you can get, aside from the Demon Bell. Infinitely useful on a number of heroes, especially the Magic Stone Sword. You could use it on Tara. You could probably use it on off the tip of my Belrain. The reason why I'm struggling to tell you who to use this on is because I primarily run Demon Bells on a lot of my heroes. So if we look at, if you're wondering, where do those pay-to-win artifacts apply and who I use them on, let's have a look, right? So I've only got pay-to-win artifacts, effectively. I know that sounds like a bit of a brag, but really I do. So Tara, you can actually run a Magic Stone Sword on her. I don't, because the Sword of Justice, I think, is much better on Tara than the Magic Stone Sword, and this one's also much harder to get. You actually have to either get lucky and get it, or you have to pay for it. I got lucky, and I got it with one of those exclusive orange artifact shards. That's why I run it on her. Ada, Demon Bell, Asmodel. So that's another hero you can run the Magic Stone Sword on, and I don't. Well, I do, sorry. So Asmodel. Then on my carry, everyone just basically runs the Augustus or the Demon Bell. I run the Demon Bell. Demon Bell again on Amun-Ra. Aspen, you can actually use a Magic Stone Sword on him as well, but I run the Kiss of Ghost. Or the other thing that you can run on Aspen is also the Punisher Staff of Immortal, otherwise affectionately known as the Dildo. So you can run that. Darkened Arthendal. So I run the Augustus on her just for that extra speed. Otherwise, it would have been a Demon Bell. Otherwise, in PvE, people generally run the Dildo as well on her just for that extra damage against the boss, because you don't need speed against the PvE bosses. Garuda, everyone just basically runs the gun on her, the Kiss of Ghost. Unimax, everyone's running the new special artifact. I mean, the other thing that you could run on Unimax is the Golden Crown, and I have at times when speed isn't important, but here where speed is important, as well as the controlled position, everyone's running the Receptor. Horus with the armor, without a shadow of a doubt, everyone's just running that on her Lockstock. I mean, I have tried running the Golden Crown on him as well with mixed results. It's kind of okay in some instances and better in others. So, like, for example, in Tower of Oblivion, when you get the 4 Mims, the Golden Crown surprisingly can do pretty okay, right? So it's but universally, most people just run the Withered Armor on Horus. Then with Penny, it's always the Dildo. That, and if you don't have the Dildo, if you don't have a pay-to-win artifact, you can always run this, which is the Echo of Death. A lot of people run that on her as well. But if you have a Dildo, which is nice, then just run that. Echo of Death is basically a poor man's version of the Dildo. Belrain, you can run the Magic Stone Sword on her, but in this instance, I choose to run Atlas Cane. And you can also run, I should mention, Atlas Cane on Tara as well. I've seen that work. Then we go to Cruise. I run my Magic Source. I should probably run Demon Bell on him. And if I get another one, I will run it on Cruise. But where is my other Demon Bell? So I run the Crown on Ada, which is not ideal. I don't know why I've given her that. It's because I don't use this 10-star Ada for anything else. Amun-Ra, I've run the Demon Bell on her because this second Amun-Ra at 10th star I still actually do use. So I need that extra bit of energy to get her shield going as quickly as I can. Heart Watcher, I've just used the old Valkyrie artifact, which is Rune's Power. What else? Gustin. You probably shouldn't have the Demon Bell. I should take that off him. But there we go. And there we go. Tara, my second Magic Stone Sword. It's disgusting how many pay-to-win artifacts I have. But there we are. That's who I use my pay-to-win artifacts on. If we go back to the events, I mean, most of us, like I said, if you're new to this game, you're going to get 2,000 to 300 to 2,400 of these, what is it this week? What are they called? Potions? Yeah, magic potions. And you're going to be able to buy basically anything up to this person here called Sia, and then anything after that you generally have to pay for either buying the value packs, or you would have saved up enough of those universal crystal shards from the monthly event, which are these little things, to buy something that's more valuable. And so you've got a whole stack saved up and you're wondering whether or not you should buy these artifacts or these heroes. I would say don't buy these heroes. You can always get it from the Golden Feather shop. And I know I've got a lot of golden feathers, but that's because I don't need copies. I struggle with everything else except copies in this game. If in fact I have too many copies of the heroes I want to build, but not enough of the resources to build those actual copies. So this week, the antlers and the magic stone sword, if you don't already have those, and not knowing when Demon Bell is going to come out, I would say, yeah, if you got spare universal crystal shards lying around, I'd probably get a magic stone sword, especially if you don't already have one. But then generally, if we focus on everything else and where you should spend your money, definitely not her. She is useless. She's out of the meta. Definitely not the skin. Because, well, don't need the skin on a hero that basically isn't in the meta anymore. It's a nice skin, but no one's using Valk anymore. Then if we go to the other things, I generally spend all my campaign currency on orbs because I think that's the best value. They've actually underpriced orbs relative to scrolls for this particular event, which I'll go into. Well, let's just go into it now. So for this event, if we go into the... A lot of you who are loyal to my channel, you've seen the spreadsheet before. And all it is, if you ignore the items here, the items here basically reflect one of the past campaign events, but it's effectively the same campaign currency in terms of conversion. So the best artifacts, or the two top artifacts, are worth 3,600 potions, or what I call the campaign currency. Then the light dark hero is worth about 3,100 campaign currency. Not worth, but it's going to cost you 3,100 campaign currency. So if I go here, see, 3,100, 2,700 for the elite 5-star hero, 2,300 for the normal 5-star hero, etc. And so that's all these values here. So then what I did was to convert. How do you work out what's undervalued, overvalued gem-wise? You have to find something with a fixed known value, like a prophet orb or a heroic scroll, where you can get heroic scrolls in the real world, in the marketplace, for about 125 gems per scroll. Or you can buy a prophet orb in Aspen Dungeon. If we go to Aspen Dungeon this week, yes, my one's open. You can buy orbs, 5 of them for 2,000 at 450 gems a piece, right? So if we load up on this, which other heroes did I use? No, not you. So we save that. If we get lucky, the merchant will come up and we can see some of the goodies that we can buy. And it is from this merchant where I've taken some of my values. So this week we didn't get lucky. Usually from the senior merchant, this old dude, you can buy, like I said, up to 5 orbs at 450 gems per orb. And that's the value that most people, well, no, not most people, because I know you'll argue with me, that I use to value prophet orbs. Otherwise, you can get in the marketplace for about 500 gems per orb. Like I said, I'll never agree with the people that watch the channel on what the fair value is. So I've just stopped bothering. Rather than telling you what the fair value is, I've now gone to the method of just sharing the spreadsheet and telling you about the method, or my method, for valuation. There are 2 items here from which I use to convert all these items, these campaign currency and their associated campaign currencies, into the gem equivalent. One of them is prophet orbs, and we know that's 450 gems per orb. And so if you bring that across, you're bringing it across on the basis that it's each campaign currency item, or the potion this week, each one is worth about 1.5 gems per potion. And that's on the basis of, how do you get that? It's 450 divided by 300. And on that conversion factor alone, you convert all the other items here in column Q to the equivalent gem value. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is you use the heroic scrolls value, where you're basically saying, look, each heroic scroll is 125 gems, and if you can get it for 100 campaign currency or 100 potions every given week, then the conversion factor for all the other items from the campaign currency that week, with this week it's potions, next week could be dildos, God knows what it is. You're converting that on the basis of 1.25 gems per campaign currency for that week, and you get these values here, right? And so the way to interpret, I've always been more conservative, and so I've always gone with the values from column R rather than the values from column Q. So the way to interpret these numbers as you read them is, for example, you might go to profit orbs and you say, oh my gosh, are you saying that a profit orb is only worth 375 gems? No. On the basis of the conversion, when you do it out, what this 375 number represents is a 75 gem discount from what you can get it for relative to a Heroic Scrolls. Because if you believe the 1.25 conversion factor, if you see a number like this where it says 375 gem per profit orb, that's basically saying, if you haven't sort of clued into the so what, that relative to Heroic Scrolls, profit orbs are undervalued in the campaign currency. And therefore, you should buy a lot of profit orbs. And that's why I do every single week. But then you look at some of these items, hero artifact, saying, "Oh, is each one worth 4,500 gems? Is each pay to win artifact worth 4,500 gems?" No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying on the basis of the conversion that I applied, that 1.25 to 1 potion, it's saying each artifact every week is worth 4,500 gems. But if you fundamentally believe it's only worth 3,000, right? Then that's implying there's a significant premium that you have to pay this week for an artifact, and that applies to everything else as well. So that's how the conversion works, and that's why I buy profit orbs. The other thing I've managed to convert, given that I have values for these items, is the light and dark heroes, which you can buy for 80 feathers in the shop, right? So on the basis that if you believe the 1.25 conversion factor, and if you believe an Ada or an Amun-Ra or any elite light dark hero is worth 3,875 gems, well then the math is easy. 3,875 divided by 80 effectively gets you the value per feather. So I think each feather is worth about 40, 50 gems. And I've always used that value for everything else when they're giving away feathers and you're trying to convert the value of feathers. That's the value I use, and this is how you convert it. So that's this conversion table. So then if we go to the other items, value packages, so this hasn't changed. If you go to my spreadsheet, here we go. It's always $100 for 10,000 gems, 10 profit orbs, and then 600 of the campaign currency. And then you get here, you get the dollars per item, and it's for the gems, it's basically 0.01% per gem, US cent. Important now. And then in terms of profit orbs, it's $10 an orb, except for the $70 package where it's like close to $12 an orb. And so then if you look at the campaign currency, the best value is basically the $100 package where each potion is basically 17 cents per potion compared to the other ones. And so then if you convert everything and you're saying, look, just tell me to convert everything to gems, the equivalent gems, all right? Because we have the conversion factor for all these things, right? For the campaign currency, each one is worth 1.25 gems. That's how I've converted that, right? So if we convert everything to the equivalent gems and then you do the cost per gem, the best value packs are the $100, the $30, and $10 one, because they're all basically 0.66 of a cent per gem. And the least valuable one, or the one that's not as good value for money, is the $70 one. So if you had extra money this week, you buy the $100 one or the $30 one or the $10 one. You never buy the $70 one, right? So that's the so what in terms of these value packages for this week, and that never ever changes from week to week for any campaign. So I'm going to share with you the spreadsheet, and you can just apply it to every single week, right? So then if we talk about the Puppets Attic, which is a nice, easy thing to value, in Australia, just so you know, this is 26 Australian dollars, meaning it's 17 American dollars. All right, so there's a bit of a discount. But like with everything on this video, I do it on the basis of American currency. And I bought it this week because it was phenomenal value in AUD. It's phenomenal value in American currency as well. But here's what you get. You're going to get 1888 gems, you're going to get 30 scrolls, you're going to get 5 orbs, and you're going to get 150 of these universal crystal shards. So I bought that, and on that basis alone, using those factors, it is, if I get rid of this pop-up, so annoying. On that basis alone, you're basically getting 8,000 gems worth of goodies this week. and on a cents per gem basis, it's in the sweet spot. It's between the 0.2 cent per gem and 0.3 cent per gem sweet spot that I typically look out for these special non-value package weekly events, right? So last week we had the Amun Ra pack, part of the Priest pack. The week before we had the Elvira pack, and those were like at the 0.3 cent or higher mark in terms of value. This week it's at 0.25 of a cent per gem, and like I said, for any week I look out for that as a sweet spot as to whether or not I buy extra stuff. And so this week I bought the Puppet Addicts pack, and yeah, it's like I said, it's about $20, and in Australia. So if you're Aussie, RDZ Gaming, shout out. if you're an Aussie, it's much better value because you're getting that extra $2 off. So this is a must buy for anyone in Australia if you do spend. And then if you're an American as well and you're thinking about spending, this is actually worth buying. That's assuming that you do buy. So that's Puppets Addict, that's the value packs, that's the Alchemist Workshop. And then we talk about Mysterious Chest. I'll show you what I've bought. I've bought this, the first one, because the scrolls around, like I said, the cheapest you can get is 125 gems per scroll. Here you're getting 5 of them for 500 plus an additional 5,000 of this purple goo. And that leaves it phenomenal value because the purple goo, if I did the actual, what you're getting in return from it, the purple goo, if I go here, it's about 2,000. You're getting 5,000, so you're getting at least 540, call it 600 gems worth of purple goo. All right, so you're gonna get, if you buy the first one, 600 plus the 5, you're getting twice as much value for what you're putting into it. So the first one is always generally a must buy. Most people generally buy anything with a heroic scroll. So then we go to the second one, which I also bought. Prophet Orbs, like I said, 450 for one of them. And so if you are going to get 4 of them, that's saying the implied market price, the cheapest you can get it for is 1,800 gems. You're getting it for 1,500 gems, but plus you get 10,000 of these monster souls. And so monster bits, as far as I'm concerned, are still valuable. I just don't know how to value them, right? But for the purposes of this game, they're still valuable if you haven't built at least 3, is what I'm going to say right now. And why is 3 the magic number? Because you need 3 for Trial of the Champions, if that loads. You need at least 3 at the overseer level for Interdimensional Arena. And then after that, it's questionable. I think the value declines after you've built up 3 pets. So I'm on to my 3rd pet now, my Phoenix. Yes, I'm one of the last to build the Phoenix, and I struggle a lot in PvE, but I'm getting there, right? So I'm getting there. I need more of these. What do you call? I need more of the not of that, but the other one. I don't know. I call them pet bits, and I don't know what the actual name is. I could look it up, but I'm kind of lazy. So there we go on the second mysterious chest. The third mysterious chest, again, I rather than buying it for the skin, and I chuckle a lot when I talk about skins because if you followed me from my earlier videos, you know I'm a dirty skin collector. But you get 5 here, and each skin I think is valuable. I'm stocking up on skins. I'll tell you why after this, but primarily I buy this 2,500 one because of the monster materials. The Chaos Stone. So this is for upgrading rather than the pet level, the individual abilities, and I need that. I'm after that, and it's really hard to get in this game apart from BT, Brave Trail, and the Aspen Dungeon. But if we look at the skin shards, right, you get 5 of them. It's not 1. You get 5 of them. And if you haven't worked out by now, that 5 is basically equivalent to this 1 skin, because you need 5 to fuse 1 limited skin, 5 normal skins to fuse 1 limited skin. And how you do that, if you're new, is you go here, and you dump in 5 normal ones, and it'll give you a limited one. So if you believe in the conversion factors from this table, you're basically getting 1875 in skins, in terms of value. And Bernac, you always correct me on this every single week. I finally got it right. So you're going to get those 5 skins are worth about 1,875 gems alone. On top of that, you're getting 3,000 of these monster materials. And how much are they worth? I have absolutely no idea. Is it worth 700? Probably. Would you pay 700 for 3,000? I would. Like I said, very hard to value this one, but I always buy it mainly for the skins. And like I said, I try and get the limited skins because last year, for those of you who are new to the game, there was this event where you could use gems to swap out one limited skin for another limited skin. So in this game, I've got a lot of repeat limited skins, which you can't fuse together to make like, an even rarer skin. And those would be what's more rare than a limited skin? It's the event specific limited skin. So what I'm talking about is something like, I think this Chrissy one, Christmas limited skin. See, there's the season or the event status, this purple one. This purple one is more rare than, say, this limited skin. See how it just says it's a limited skin? If there's a name in front of limited, that means it's a more rare skin, if that makes sense. More rare, is that even a word? Than the where it just says limited. So these limited ones you can get from fusing 5 normal skins together, and this is a normal skin. See how there's no limited in front of the word, and it's just yellow wording? See, limited. So there's only three skin types, right? There's the normal skins, which have these yellow borders. Then there are the purple ones, which, oh no, actually, that's not it. Then there are the limited ones, which are also purple. But you need to fuse 5 normal ones to get 1 limited, and you can't pick. It's just completely random. But there are events. There's been an event in the past where you could spend gems to swap out this limited one for another limited one. Then the ones that, the super rare skins, the ones that you have to pay a bit of money for, like Valentine's Day skin, are the ones that are effectively tied to a specific event. So I showed you the Aspen one. I showed you the Valentine's Day one. Like I said, I don't buy many of them. So if I go to, or none at all. So if I go to, where have I bought one in the past? I know. Where is, so that's, no, actually, that's not a limited one. That's also a limited one. Christmas elf. So I think I've only ever bought one in the past, which tells you how much I think skins are worth. Effectively, this Christmas one is the next tier, right? So when it's time to event and it's got that word in front of limited, that's a more rare skin. So that's why I buy that particular value pack for the skins, and I think I'm trying to get all the skins in the game, basically. I'm not one of those individuals that basically fuse together the skins I don't use and make a legendary one. I try and collect all the skins, even though I never use it. This prize no one ever buys because this is terrible value, because this is only worth about 400 or 500 diamonds. And if you want to know why, just leave a comment below and I'll just type it out separately. But I've gone on it many times in the video. This pink dust, similarly, 35,000. It's in aggregate, 35,000 pink. How much is that worth? So if we go on the marketplace, you can buy 35,000. So it's 10,000 for 1,500 gems. So if we do the math, 10,000 for 1,500 gems, and therefore each pink is worth, divided by like 0.15 of a gem. So if we multiply that by the, 40,000 that we're getting? I'm saying there's 6,000 pink worth of value in there. Is it 40,000? 35. 35. My mistake. That is a big difference. So that's 5,250 pink. So look, that probably is worth it. If you're desperately after pink, which I'm not anymore, then this alone is worth buying because you're getting a discount of like 1,000 plus gems. On top of that, they're going to throw in a free elite 5-star hero shard, which, like I said, at most to me is only worth 400 gems. So based purely on a value basis, this one is worth buying, but only if you're after pink, all right? Then this last package where you're getting a horse, you're getting feathers, and you're getting the guard coins. Most people typically only buy it for guard coins and sometimes for feathers, sometimes for the heroes. Usually they swap out in between campaigns this hero for an elite 5-star shard, but they'll always charge you 8,000. Lately, I've stopped buying this because I've become more of a free-to-play player. I've stopped buying packs, so I'm stopped getting gems. 8,000 gems is a lot. So what I would say is the reason why, well, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but the reason why I've stopped buying it is because if I go to my Gald Tech, I have, why am I going there? Because I'm doing 2 videos. I'm doing the beginner videos as well. That's why I get confused. I've got about 68,000, right, of these little Gald coins, and I'm going to get more every single week just through the Flame Shrine boss, and through just coming second in Gald War, because we rig it and we always come second. We have we're the second most powerful Gald, because my asshole Gald mates have stood me with the sister Gald. So if we leave my bitterness aside, I've effectively, I'm not in a desperate position. I've upgraded all the level 1 tech trees, and even the level 2 tech trees. I've focused on just warrior, anti-warrior, anti-mage, anti-ranger, and yeah, could I accelerate that by buying the extra 30,000 Gald coins? Probably, but the reality is, I'm not uncompetitive right now. That's the problem. I'm not uncompetitive with my current lineup, pets, everything thrown together. Right? It's not gonna make, if I spend 30,000 Gald coins, let's say on, I don't know, on Ranger, and I invest in anti-mage, because, you know, you might come up against some ADAs or DAs, right? That extra 20% damage reduction, you're not going to even get that, right? So it's 3,000. At most, you're probably going to get like 9 upgrades. That extra 9% damage reduction against mages for this one particular class, is that worth 8,000 gems? No. To me, it isn't, right? Because it's so specific. It's so specific. You are reducing damage for one particular class against another class, and it's going to cost you that much. It is too specific a benefit, to the point where, I mean, you would argue, well, Milksu, don't you want Kerry to be as buff as possible against everything? Not really. Kerry does very well right now for me. So that's why I've just basically stopped buying. If you're a whale and you don't know what to buy everything. Honestly, everything here is good value. I've done the math, right? Just literally buy everything. But if you're a more of a selective spender like I am now, right? I've just stopped buying these last 2. Anyway, that's the value analysis for this week. Hope you found that useful. If you haven't, then tell me and stop watching my videos. My name's Milkstill. These are the videos I do. Have a great weekend ahead, guys. And as always, the link to the spreadsheet is in the description. Thanks for watching.